Hi everyone, it's Audra. I am doing this video in response to several messages and emails I've received about obtaining a job in Korea and what the process is to getting to Korea. Um, Basically, there are two requirements to working in Korea. The first is that you must be a native English speaker. That does not mean you have to come from the United States or Canada. You can come from Australia, England, Ireland, South Africa, anywhere that is English is the official language. Um, And then the second requirement is that you must have a 4-year degree, and that can be in any subject area whatsoever. I knew a guy who was in environmental science, and I have a history degree. Um, in fact, I didn't meet anyone who had an English degree. um, so, yeah, those are the only two requirements. You do not have to have your 4-year degree to start the process. You just must have it by the time you get to the finishing stages of the process. So once you have all that, well, all that, like, you can obtain your native English status, but anyway, once you're ready, you need to contact a recruiter. My recruiter was an amazing recruiter. If you'd like to know more information about them, just send me an email or a little message, comment, or whatever, and I will get you their information. My experience with them was great. I've seen a lot of ads and stuff for them on YouTube. You can just Google search, teach English in Korea. They'll, on Google, and it'll like bring up a ton of people. So you contact your recruiter, you fill out their little application thing, and they will contact you for a phone interview. Once you complete a phone interview, they will start looking for um, possible schools and that sort of thing for you. Um, my one tip with the recruiter is be honest with them. If you only want to work in a big city, let them know. If there's a certain region you want to work in, let them know. If there's only certain types of schools that you want to work in, let them know. They'll be able to work with you on finding those things that'll make your experience a little bit better. Once you have that, they'll put you in their little database or whatever, and they will find a school for you to have an interview with, which will also be a phone interview. It's hard to say who you will have your interview with, be it the manager, the Korean teacher, or even the person you're replacing, which is what my experience was. Um, Actually, the my interview was pretty simple. It was, do you mind working with little kids as young as 2? That sort of thing. I mean, my interview took like 10 minutes. After that, if the school is interested, they will notify the recruiter with a contract. The recruiter will then forward it on to you. If you like it, you agree to all the terms, you let them know, and the process begins. The process used to be really easy from what I heard, but now they've put up every single red tape thing that you have to go through that you can think of. You have to get a visa, which was, you had to do anyway, but to get your visa, you're going to need transcripts from your schools, passport photos. Oh yeah, you need your passport. That is kind of a requirement. You will need to fill out a visa application. You will need to fill out a health form. You will need to get a background check, not a fingerprint check. They won't accept that. It has to be a state name check, which I don't understand what all that's about, but you have to go to the state police department, not the county sheriff, anything like that. You have to go to the state police and have them do a name check on you. Anyway, um, so you have to send some stuff to the school, some stuff to the consulate, all of that, which of course the recruiter will walk you through. My recruiter had this nice little checklist, this is what you need first, second, third, this is, once you have these things, you mail them to this person, yada, yada, yada. So they have it all nice and filled out for you. Once you have all your paperwork and everything, you have to schedule an appointment with the nearest consulate to you. The Korean consulates, I know there's one in LA, I know there's one in Atlanta, DC, New York City, and I'm sure there's probably one or two somewhere else, but they're not they're not everywhere. They're not in every city. I had to drive from Florida. I had to drive 6.5 hours to Atlanta to get to my consulate meeting. And most consulates, because there's so many students doing this, so many people doing it, they will require a group meeting. And really, it's kind of just this step that you have to take. It was me and one other person in our meeting. It was a Friday meeting or Thursday meeting. Yeah, it was a Thursday meeting. And it was me and this other guy. And the consulate just, have you ever worked with children before? And I was like, yeah, I have. The other guy hadn't ever worked with children. And then he started to ask us about, like, just why we wanted to go to Korea. And after that, he was just telling us all about Korea. So the whole thing, the whole interview process took probably 3 minutes. And then the rest of it, we spent like an hour just talking to him about Korea and all that stuff. So you will need to either come back and pick up your visa the next day or give them prepaid postage so that they can mail it back to you with your visa. And I was going to go get my visa so you can see what it looks like. But basically in your passport, it's like this little big sticker that takes up a whole page. And it just basically says you are allowed to be in the country from this date to this date. And once you have that, you are like good to go. Like, you will, contact your recruiter. I have my visa. They will start setting up plane flights, all that stuff with the owner, and you are on your way. I mean, it's basically that simple. I got my visa on January 1st. No, on December 31st. I boarded a plane, no, December 30th, because they're a day ahead of us. So I got my visa on December 30th. December 31st, I was in Atlanta boarding a plane. And then I arrived at like 10 o'clock at night on January 1st. Yeah, it was crazy. Coming back was even more fun. But yeah, so I mean, that's basically the whole process. Once you get into the country, you will have to do a physical, which will be arranged through your school. You have 2 weeks to do it, 14 days. And then you will get your alien registration card that you need to carry with you at all times. But that's basically it. I mean, like I said, the recruiter will take you like step by step, like what paperwork has to go to what person at what time. But yeah, it's just a lot of paperwork is the big thing. So you'll need your transcripts. You will need your original diploma, which you will get back. I was afraid, so I ordered another one. I was like, I'm not going to get it back. And then, of course, my owner gave it back to me, and I was like, oh, okay. Passport photos, I think you need like a total of 6 because you need 2 to go to the consulate, 2 to go to the immigration office in Korea, which you will mail to the school. They'll take care of all of that. And then once you get in country, you need 2 more for your alien registration card. So you're going to need a lot of passport photos, plus the 2 that you're going to need for your passport. But yeah, there's a lot of paperwork involved, but it usually, they say it takes 4 to 6 weeks to get everything done. My experience was it took me about 8 weeks to get everything done. I don't know if that was because I did it around the holidays, so the mailing stuff was going all wrong, but yeah, I think that's about it. If you have any questions, leave a message below or send me a message. I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And I wish everyone the best, and have a good one. Bye.